Welcome back to the Viking Central podcast. This is Brett. We're going to talk some Minnesota Vikings defense entering 2023. Obviously, Brian Flores, hired by Kevin O'Connell, hired by this front office to take over for Ed Donatel. Kind of mere opposite of Ed Donatel is Brian Flores. Ed Donatel, more laid back, more zone style defense, not a lot of blitzing, just not super aggressive at all, where Brian Flores is going to have these guys running around the football, just super uber aggressive, a lot of blitzing, a lot of man coverage, a lot of zero blitzes, which I'm super excited to see. Sending Brian Asamoah, sending Jordan Hicks, who's actually a pretty good blitzer from the linebacker position, just wasn't used by Ed Donatel. And then I would love to see Ivan Pace make this roster because that dude can get after you. So a lot of young guns in that linebacker group that can, get sent on those blitzes. You could also send some safeties. You got Harrison Smith, who's one of the best in the business. Lewis Seen is coming back healthy. Please, football gods, let this guy be ready to play in 2023 because he is super talented. Can't wait to watch him run around on that defense as well. And then obviously from the corners, you can get Byron Murphy, who's really good at blitzing. And then maybe Andrew Booth Jr. You got Mekhi Blackman. You got a Caleb Evans. You got just a bunch of guys on the outside that are going to be battling and competing in that cornerback room as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Then you got Cameron Bynum, who's kind of a wild card, who's been your starting safety alongside Harrison Smith. So you're going to get moved around with Lewis Seen, hops into that other safety spot. Guy that can kind of be versatile, can play some corner, can play some in the slot, can play some safety. I think he's going to be a good chess piece for this defense as well. But Brian Flores, welcome to Minnesota. We are super excited to watch this defense be fun again. Obviously, the offense is ready to take off in 2023. They were really good in 2022, but another year in Kevin O'Connell's system, that offense is ready to take off. Got Jordan Addison alongside Justin Jefferson now. Another year in the system for TJ Hawkinson. Josh Oliver's an underrated pass catcher. Going to open up the running games as well from that tight end position as Josh Oliver. You got Alexander Madison. You got Ty Chandler. You got Dwayne McBride. Delvin Cook, probably outside looking in. Probably going to be a trade or a release on Delvin Cook's behalf. But you got playmakers on that offense. Can this defense just get up to like the top half of the league, top 20 of the league? That's going to make a world of a difference. They were 31st last year. The Vikings were 13-4. Somehow they found a way to win 13 games with that Ed Donatel relaxed, zone-heavy scheme that I obviously hated. It's going to be a lot funner here in 2023. We're going to get into some of these draft classes from 2022 to 2023, but I want to let you know about my guys from Rock'em Socks. Thanks again for tuning into today's video. We have a special company that we have been working with, and we want to let you guys know. We have been working with Rock'em Socks. Here's my Viking socks right here. Got my Justin Jefferson Gritty socks. Amazing quality and a fantastic product. You do not want to miss out on these guys. They know what they're doing at Rock'em Socks. You can go to my link, rockemsocks.com/Vikings-Central, and they will get you hooked up. They also do boxer briefs. Obviously, you see my Vikings ones here. They pretty much have every NFL team, every NBA team, pop culture, and more. Just an amazing company that are ready to work for you. Again, Rock'em Socks. This is what their site looks like. This is the Minnesota Vikings Gritty Socks. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, rockemsocks.com/Vikings-Central, and they will get you hooked up. Super excited to work with that company, Rock'em Socks. Go find their product over there. They do amazing work. All right, get into that 2022 draft class, 2023 draft class. Obviously, the 2022 draft class did not make a lot of sparks last year. You got Andrew Booth Jr., who was injured. You got Lewis Seen that was injured, obviously. You got Jalen Naylor, kind of later round wide receiver. You got Brian Asamoah that flashed some really good things. And then you got Ed Ingram, who started all 17 games at right guard, but can really improve along the offensive line. But I want to focus on those defensive guys right now. Andrew Booth Jr., Caleb Evans, Lewis Seen. Those guys are going to make, some progress coming into 2023, in my opinion, just for having Brian Flores as their defense coordinator. These guys are going to do massive wonders from 2022. Lewis Seen, if you're healthy, you're going to be the starting safety. Brian Flores is ready to put you back there, ready to let you loose. Dude is a cannon coming out of the safety spot. We talked about this earlier, blitzing the quarterback. He's really good in coverage. He's that guy over the middle that, wide receivers are going to think twice. I mean, him and Harrison Smith, match made in heaven. Absolutely love it. Two big-time hitting safeties, two guys that are just, they're tone setters on that defense. Then you got the two corners, Andrew Booth Jr. and Caleb Evans. Andrew Booth Jr. was not super healthy last year, and that was his problem coming out of college. But full offseason, completely healthy. Let's see what this guy's got. Second round pick, first round talent. The dude's he's got game. The talent's there. We just want to see him thrive in this Brian Flores system, along with Caleb Evans coming back from those concussions. Hopefully he's ready to go. We just really hope and pray that those guys are healthy and ready to go. And if they are, they're going to make a difference, in that cornerback room for sure. But Brian Asamoah could be the big one in the linebacker room because he's going to get every opportunity to be that starting linebacker and really make a difference in that defense. Kind of being the leader of the defense, taking over for Eric Kendricks a little bit. Yes, you got Jordan Hicks there, who's the veteran, but this is probably his last season as a Viking. Brian Asamoah. If you take those next strides, it's going to be huge for this defense, along with Andrew Booth Jr. and a Caleb Evans and Lewis Cine. Now, coming to the 2023 draft class, you got some more defensive guys. You got Mekhi Blackman. You got Jay Ward. You got Jacqueline Roy. So can those guys make a difference? Mekhi Blackman is NFL ready, in my opinion. A lot of people were kind of, not super high on that pick. I love the pick coming out of USC. Second highest graded PFF cornerback, right behind Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. The dude is feisty. He's competitive. He's a dog on the outside, can play in the slot as well. Brian Flores is going to love him. And obviously that was probably a Brian Flores selection. He probably had pretty deep intel and a really strong opinion on that pick in the third round there. Then you got Jacqueline Roy, who's a really big dude in the center there, in the middle on that defense, who I think is going to at least be a rotational piece in 2023. If he would have came out after 2021, he probably would have been a first-round pick, maybe a second-round pick, because he was just amazing in that LSU defense. Did have a little bit of a down year last year, but I feel like they can get the most out of him, and he's going to be a contributor right away. Jay Ward, he's kind of a tweener. He plays safety. He plays corner. He can play outside corner. He can play slot. He can play a little bit of a hybrid linebacker. Now, are they going to be able to kind of be versatile with him, or do they have to kind of figure out where he belongs? If he's a versatile piece that could be really good in multiple positions, that's an amazing quality to have, and it obviously benefit our defense, benefit Brian Flores, because he can kind of use him just like he can use Cameron Bynum, Lewis Cine, Harrison Smith. They got all these chess pieces. If it really comes to fruition, it's going to be a really fun season. Now, obviously, we're counting on the 2022 draft class, the 2023 draft class to finally put their fingerprints on this defense, and I hope it's going to happen. Stay tuned. 2023 is going to be a fun year for this defense, and I think Brian Flores is going to have them flying